So I'm on production and I have created a workspace that has direct Postgres access enabled. I've also created a database called demo, and I've also enabled direct Postgres access. So that's what you'll need to do in order to take advantage of these new features. So I'm going to import a CSV file to just get some tables and columns set up and showcase some of the new features. So these CSV files are examples that we have in our repo. This is going to be a link to a table companies, just to have some more interesting data inside this. Okay, so when we integrated pgroll, we also gave the schema view a pretty big makeover. So you'll notice that the whole design has kind of changed. We have, instead of labels, we have icons for things that are not null, things that cannot be null, and things that are possible to be null. We also have unique kind of fingerprint icons, which show if there's a unique constraint on the field. So now there's a new option to edit the column. For example, I can set this to not null after I've created it. It doesn't have a default, but it should still work. And you can see that now this column cannot be null. I can also add a unique constraint and remove it similarly. Yeah, and you'll see that that is now a unique column. So that's something you couldn't do before, which was quite a pain point for our users. I could also rename tables or rename columns and delete columns similarly to before. We also have a new design for the schema history page, which shows a list of all of the migrations that have been run on this database. It shows information such as the type. So this was made with pgroll through the UI, but you could also have run SQL directly, and that would also be picked up here and shown as an inferred type of migration. You can see the JSON that was sent to pgroll. So all of this payload is available here. And one kind of interesting thing or nice thing is that the migration name is in the URL. So if you want to look at a specific log, you can also use that and it will automatically be picked up and the drawer will be opened. We also have a migration editor now. You can find more examples here. I have a little copy paste example here just to showcase the feature. So we have the types for each migration auto-detected. So if I open a new object, for example, I get a list of all of the possible operations that pgroll supports. And you can send multiple within this payload. So I'm going to add a column just to showcase what this looks like. It's going to be an integer with a default, and I'm going to add it to this table. So hopefully this works fine. If I go back to my schema history, I should see the log for this migration, which I do, so that's good. And then if I go to the prices page, I should also have my new column available here with my default set, which I can still interact with normally. And then one kind of, I guess, bonus feature in this demo would be the direct SQL access. So I'm going to connect to my database using the Table Plus GUI. You could use other things. And here I have my tables that match the ones in the app. I have all my data here. I can also directly edit edit the structure of my database here. So I could create another column, define a type, we'll say varchar. And then if I go to my schema, this should also be picked up inside the schema history log. And the type is inferred. I see the SQL statement that was run on it, and it should also be available in my table here.